How to connect API with WordPress. Hello everyone and welcome back. In today's video, I'll be showing you guys how you can connect your API to WordPress. So APIs can help you in creating dynamic content and creating content that is variable. There are a lot of APIs available online already. So we have a free API we're going to use from GitHub. And I'm going to show you guys how you can actually add this into WordPress. So how you can connect your pre-existing API with WordPress. Now, to get started, we are going to head on over to WordPress. And then in WordPress, I'm going to open up my dashboard. Once I've opened up my dashboard, we're going to be installing a plugin to connect our API. So click on plugins on the left, and then you're going to see a pop-up appear. In this pop-up, you want to click on Add New Plugin. And once you click on Add New Plugin, you're going to search for We Get API. Now, once you search for We Get API, you're supposed to find an application. But if you can't find the We Get API application, just search for API over here. And we are going to just search for API Connect. And from here, you will see a couple of applications and you will see the We Get API over here. So this is the one that you want to use. This is called WordPress Get API. Connect to any external website. You're going to click on install over here. And once you click on install, you're going to click on activate. Now, once we have activated this, we will find this at the bottom of our installed plugins. So from here, we're going to click on API setup on the left. And once we click on our API setup, it's time to set up our API. This is really simple and easy to do, and whatever you want to name your API, you're going to enter that in the top field. So for us, I want to add quotations, so I will add a quote section over here. After that, you have the unique ID of your API. You will see every API has a unique ID that is composed of lowercase letters and underscores. So for this, you're going to open up your API, and then you can just copy the API from here. Once you do that, you can simply do Command V to type in your API. This is meant to be the unique ID of our API. So we have a couple of these, but the one that I want to use is over here. We're just going to add that on the website. This is the website. And once we copy the base URL, which is the website, then we're going to scroll down. And for our API reference, let's say I want to use get a random code, or instead I want variable data. So for that, I'm going to go back and I want to get random codes over here. And once we open this particular one up, we can see the response as well as the examples. You can click on try in browser, but we are just going to copy the get random code section, add that here. This is our first API that is going to be added. Once we do that, we should be able to proceed, and we're going to remove the get section from here. And it should say codes underscore random like this. And then I'll click on save on the bottom right. Now from here, you will see that it's showing me an error because I don't think the information for this is complete, as I can't find the actual ID that is meant to be copied in, which I should be able to find somewhere around here. I'm just going to look for my unique ID, which you should be able to find in your code ID. So you guys can see this is, the entire response, but we want only the ID of our particular API. So moving forward, I've just added the unique ID that I want to use. And now I'm going to go back into GitHub to copy the base URL of the particular API. So let's say I want to use the get random codes one. So I'm going to copy this from here. And once I've copied that, I'm going to paste that in the base URL. Now I will click on save on the bottom. And once I click on save, it should be able to save this at the bottom. Currently, it's still giving an error on the unique ID. So for that, I'm going to go on ahead and copy this again because it should be working right now. And I'll remove the secondary API as well. And then from here, it should be added. And then once this is added, we are going to proceed with the endpoints of our API. So now that our API is added, you will see on the top, other than your setup, you will find your first section. And in our first section, it shows me the code section. Now from here, I can begin adding the endpoint. So firstly, you have the unique ID. You can choose your own unique ID for your endpoint. So for me, this is going to be random code over here. After that, you have your slash endpoint. This will be appended to the base URL and will create the full URL that will be called. So we're going to add that over here. Below that, you will have your method. So this is important to select. Now I'm using GitHub and these are all from the get method. So I'm going to select the get method as well. However, you might have a different type of API and you can select a different method. After that, we have the results format. So in your results format, you want to change that into PHP array data. Once you do that, you also have a timeout as well as a cache time. Then you can add different parameters of your query strings. So these are values that you're going to put in, as well as your encoding body if you want it to have no encoding. So for us, we don't want any encoding. And then I can just click on save over here to save my newly connected API. Now, after that, we can choose our particular action. So if I want this to be a new code, if I want to add this in a form or any other area. Now we can choose the name of the parameter as well as put in a parameter. We can choose headings as well as body content within that as well. Now to actually add this into our WordPress site, you will see once you create your API and save it at the bottom, you will have a shortcode provided to you at the top. So you're going to copy this shortcode from here, and you can just do the copy icon from here as well, and copy the shortcode. Once you've copied this shortcode, you're going to click on Visit Site and open up your WordPress site. Then you can click on Edit Site over here. Once you click on Edit Site, you want to click on the preview of your site and then click on the plus icon. From there, you're going to search for shortcode. And once you search for the shortcode, you're just going to drag and drop the shortcode area into whichever section you want to add it to. And once you add your shortcode section, you're simply going to paste in your shortcode over here. Then you can click on save on the top right. And now if I click on view site over here, you will see that you should be able to receive your code, which is going to display your API. So I hope you guys found this video helpful and you are now able to get started with connecting APIs with WordPress. If you did, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And if you have any questions or queries, leave those in the comment box down below. I would love to know what you guys have to say.